The Golden State Warriors are on the edge of greatness or disaster. Steph Curry's limited minutes demand perfection, while Buddy Hield's shocking 22-point burst in just 15 minutes ignites hope. But cracks are showing, turnovers, Wiggins' inconsistency, and a reckless three-point strategy threaten to unravel everything. The stakes, nothing less than their legacy. Are the Warriors charging toward triumph, or are they hurtling headfirst into chaos?
Points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds while sitting out the entire fourth quarter. Man, y'all let Steph get that rebound. Nah, because see what happened? You remember, they put Chris Godwin back in a meaningless game. Now he gone for the season. Buddy Hield had 22 points in just 15 minutes. That's one thing. My buddy. Oh, he get hot. Now. He can let it.
Buddy can shoot now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So the Warriors made 23s, had 7 players in double figures. Steph Curry had 17. Jackson Davis had 14. Andrew Wiggins had 20. Draymond Green doing Draymond things. He got a technical foul early. Kuminga had 10. Moses Moody had 15. DeAnthony Melton had 10. Buddy Hield had 22. So the Warriors,
see, it's a good one. Now you talk about the Warriors, about they shoot tonight. So Andrew Wiggins had 20, right? Buddy Hield had 22.
Yes.
So is it safe to say, and you would know better than I would, and chat, y'all stay with me now. If Andrew Wiggins and Buddy Hield play consistently like this, do you think they miss Clay at all?
No. But what has history shown you about Andrew Wiggins? He's been inconsistent, with the exception of that. Yeah, he's a stock market. He's a roller coaster. He's up and down. Now, he had a lot on his mind. Obviously, last year, he's dealing with some family issues. If I'm not mistaken, his father passed away. So I'm sure that weighed on his mind this past season. And he's probably, there's a good chance his dad probably was sick for a while. And maybe that was on his mind. That weighed heavily on his mind. But Wiggins has been really consistent. Now, the year they won the championship, he was phenomenal. He was offensive, defensive, played really, really well on both ends of the court. But they need these young guys. They need the Kumingas to be consistent. They need the Moses Moody's to take that next step and become more consistent. Pods, he played okay. I mean, he has moments where he's like really good. Tonight he played 25 minutes, had 0 points, had 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 0-5 in field goals, 0-4 from the 3. But they got some guys that can score. I like Gary Payton Jr. He can, he get you 6 to 10 points. He's a defensive guy, rebound, steal the ball, plays tough on a nightly basis, and that's what they have. The one thing, they're well coached, they're disciplined, they know who they are, and they get. The thing is that's surprising about when you look at the Warriors, they rebound better than you think, because they shoot the ball from the outside so much, because they take a lot of threes, Joe. They kind of have a great sense of where the ball is, so they get a lot of hustle rebound. They don't necessarily, beat you up on the glass like a team that, like the old Celtics used to. That they went 6'10", 7 foot Robert Parrish, 6'10", Kevin McHale, 6'9", Larry Bird, things of that nature. They get a lot of they get a lot of rebounds because of the carom of the basketball from them.
Another thing, watching. I mean, speaking on the game tonight, obviously them shooting well. Curry not playing in the fourth quarter, but you got to understand they were playing the Blazers now, and then they had 17 turnovers. Yeah. And now if you're playing a better team that can have the same type of offensive aerial assault that you do from behind the arc, let's say like a goddamn Boston Celtics, a team of that sort, the score line would be looking a lot different when you got another team that can shoot like that, but you turn the ball over like crazy.
Yeah, it's the same thing. In football, you turnovers get you beat. Basketball, turnovers get you beat. You commit errors in baseball, you lose game. You allow a team to get extra at bats because you could have been out of an inning. And now all of a sudden you allow somebody else to come to the plate and they got runners on, and the next thing you know, the ball is in play and you get, a run or two home, or the ball goes over the fence and you get 2 to 3 runners home. And so, mistakes cost you in sporting events. It really does. You see it in tennis. You have an opportunity to close out a match or a set, and you give somebody life, and the next thing you know, you find yourself in a free fall and you're like, damn, I had the match on my racket. And you lose. So mistakes cost you. Normally it costs you in sporting events.
Steph Curry, the undeniable heart of the Warriors, is laser focused on making each second count. Even in limited time, Curry's efficiency is unmatched, transforming mere minutes into game-altering stretches. Shannon Sharpe, an admirer of Curry's game, has pointed out that Curry doesn't just take shots, he crafts the entire flow of the game, shifting defenders and creating spaces for teammates. But Curry's efficiency alone isn't enough, which is where Buddy Hield comes in. With 22 points scored in 15 electrifying minutes, Hield is writing expectations for his role. Averaging over 21 points per game and sinking nearly half of his attempts from beyond the arc, Hield has emerged as a pivotal figure in filling the long-range void left by Klay Thompson's departure. His rapid-fire shooting has turned him into one of the most dangerous threats on the floor, lighting up defenses with the same precision that defined the Warriors' best seasons. But despite Curry's and Hield's brilliance, the Warriors' three-point heavy strategy raises the question, can they measure up to the defensive might of the league's historical powerhouses? The Warriors have staked their identity on a relentless three-point game. Averaging a league-high 46.8 three-point attempts per game, they've turned their offense into a high-stakes, long-range machine, converting an impressive 40% of those attempts. But how does this volume-driven approach stand up against the traditional giants of NBA history, teams that thrived on disciplined, defense-driven plays and well-rounded scoring? Teams like the Lakers and Spurs of the past operated with a balanced attack, leveraging the entire floor and punishing opponents inside. Warriors' approach, while undeniably powerful, leaves them vulnerable to teams that control the pace and grind out wins through physical play. As Shannon Sharpe has observed, a modern offense without a strong defensive backbone is a gamble, and the Warriors are placing all their bets on outscoring rather than outlasting. It's a bold move, but can it withstand the battle-tested systems that brought championships to teams like the 90s Bulls or the early 2000s Lakers? And while the Warriors push for offensive brilliance, they face a major hurdle in maintaining consistency, particularly from players like Andrew Wiggins. The Warriors' offensive strategy may be cutting edge, but Andrew Wiggins' unpredictable performance poses a significant risk. Known for his incredible athleticism and shooting potential, Wiggins can swing from unstoppable to underwhelming from game to game. His inconsistency is more than just frustrating, it could unravel the Warriors' tightly woven game plan. Shannon Sharpe pointedly remarked that Wiggins' potential means nothing if he only shows up when it's convenient. His numbers speak volumes, phenomenal in game, then barely present in the next. The team's reliance on Wiggins to balance the offense makes every fluctuation in his performance a gamble. Can he provide the stability they need, or will the pressure prove too much? For a team with championship aspirations, roller coaster performance from a starting player is a liability they cannot afford to overlook. Wiggins' unpredictability adds to the Warriors' volatility, making it essential for lesser-known players to step up and stabilize the lineup. In a season filled with uncertainty, the Warriors are turning to players who, until now, were considered supporting cast. Trayce Jackson-Davis and Brandon Podziemski, two names rarely in the spotlight, are quietly transforming the Warriors' depth. Podziemski, stepping up in Curry's absence, is proving his value as a playmaker, pushing the pace and distributing the ball with an accuracy that's crucial to maintaining the Warriors' offensive flow. Jackson-Davis, with his relentless rebounding and defensive instincts, is becoming a pivotal presence around the rim. These players are not merely filling gaps, they are redefining what it means to play in a high-octane Warriors system. With every trade and acquisition, Golden State has carefully built a roster that can adapt even when major stars falter. But while they're adding depth and resilience, the question remains, can these young players provide consistent impact against the Western Conference's elite? Despite their valuable contributions, turnovers continue to expose the Warriors' vulnerabilities, threatening to derail their success at any moment. For all their scoring prowess, the Warriors face a hidden threat: turnovers. It's easy to overlook, but turnovers are game changers, shifting momentum and giving opponents chances that Golden State cannot afford. With 17 turnovers in a single game against Portland, this isn't just a minor flaw, it's a critical weakness. Shannon Sharpe's take on turnovers is blunt. A team that can't protect the ball can't protect a lead. These errors rob the Warriors of control, allowing opponents to exploit gaps in their defense and capitalize on fast breaks. Turnovers have cost the Warriors valuable games in the past, and as their reliance on high-risk plays grows, so does their susceptibility to these errors. Each misstep on the court isn't just a lost possession, it's a potential shift in the game's outcome. In a league where every win counts, the Warriors' careless turnovers are an Achilles heel that could come back to haunt them in high-stakes matchups. Turnovers are the tip of the iceberg, but they highlight a deeper issue: can the Warriors' modern offense withstand the physicality and resilience of traditional power teams? The Warriors are all in on a high-volume three-point strategy, but this approach isn't without risk, especially against teams that combine sharp shooting with physicality. Boston Celtics and Milwaukee Bucks have become masters of this hybrid style, blending perimeter shooting with aggressive inside play. For the Warriors, this means facing opponents who can challenge their speed with strength, exploiting any gaps in Golden State's floor spacing. Shannon Sharpe has commented on the shift, pointing out the greatest teams don't just shoot. They could shoot. They control the court from the inside out. The Warriors' reliance on perimeter shots leaves them vulnerable to teams that can defend and disrupt their shooting rhythm. While their strategy is groundbreaking, it also demands near-perfect execution every night. Against teams that have adapted to balance offensive power with defensive grit, the Warriors could find themselves on the losing end unless they reinforce their interior and refine their control over possessions. With the spotlight on this modern V's traditional clash, the Warriors' path to another title depends on finding the right balance between innovation and endurance. The Golden State Warriors are a team in transition, walking the line between brilliance and fragility. Steph Curry's efficiency, Buddy Hield's scoring explosion, and a bold commitment to three-point volume make them thrilling to watch, but questions linger. Andrew Wiggins' inconsistency, costly turnovers, and a reliance on untested players amplify the risk of their high-octane style. Shannon Sharpe's words echo with truth: adaptation is only as good as the foundation it rests on. This season, the Warriors' foundation, their mix of veteran skill and new blood, is being tested like never before. As they aim for a title, they are gambling on a strategy that defies convention, yet demands flawless execution. The journey to the champions isn't just about points on the board. It's about resilience, discipline, and the Warriors' ability to rise above their own vulnerabilities. This season, they face not just their opponents, but the weight of their own ambitions.